Chapter 2, Max Out Your Day, Habits and Rituals of Elite Performers. We are what we do. It's as simple as that. Having a consistent and specific routine has been crucial in helping me achieve the level of success, contribution, and peace of mind I have today. Most people think they need to be motivated to get up and go to work every day and continuously seek motivation. The real separator between successful and average people is that successful people do it whether they are motivated or not. Don't misunderstand me. Inspiration and motivation are prerequisites in maxing out any circumstances, but they are never your constant companions. Habits and rituals are what carry us through on the days when we aren't motivated. People have the misconception that it's the most motivated people who are the ones winning, but that's not the case. Extraordinary habits are what allow people to perform at an elite level, even on the days they are not motivated. For more details on how to max out, listen to my podcast on iTunes or go to edmylett.com podcast and listen to the keys to maxing out. If you're not motivated, get to work. Let your motivation come from doing the work. This is a catalyst for motivation, not the other way around. The process of taking action can generate motivation. I rely heavily on my rituals and routines when discipline fails. When you're weak, tired, and under pressure, your mind and body go into habit mode. That is why it's so important to create habits that serve you, that keep you on track. Even on days when you aren't feeling it. That's what separates elite performers from everyone else. What I found is, if I control the beginning and end of my day, then I'm much more likely to control the middle. Most people lose control of their day in the first 10 minutes because they wake up worried and stressed without positive habits, and they begin to react to immediately. If you don't have structure to help keep control of your day, proactive, then you are susceptible to whatever life throws at you, reactive. Being reactive prevents you from making strategic decisions, and you just go where life kicks you. Developing habits that provide structure give you a greater chance of operating proactively versus reactively. I am often asked what my morning and daily routine consists of, so I wanted to share my personal morning habits so you can implement into your life what works for you. This routine has worked for me for many years and enables me to stay focused, fit, and mentally ready for each day. My morning routine. Number 1, get up early. Getting a lot of sleep is overrated. It's the quality of your sleep that matters, not the quantity. My evening routine prepares me for deep sleep so that I am able to make the most of my sleep. Elite performers operate on less sleep than normal people. I'm obviously not a doctor, but for me, 6 hours is more than adequate to get quality restoration sleep. Success demands that you rise before the sun. A primary trait in elite performers is their commitment to attracting their day early, to max out each day. Rise before the sun every day. I get about 6 hours of sleep a night. Why? Because nothing productive is happening when I'm sleeping. I'm not calling people. I'm not influencing people. I'm not changing the world or making money. I'm sleeping. I truly believe that the amount of rest you need to win is minimum. I start my day between 4:30 and 5 a.m. every day, except Sunday. Sundays are my wake-up day. It's the one day each week where I get as close to 8 hours as I can. Monday through Saturday, I'm up and done with my daily routine before most people get out of bed. I will add that sleep experts say you can't make up lost sleep, so this might not work for you, but it's what has worked for me for many years. One reason why oversleeping is so counterproductive is that it immediately starts your day off stressed and disorganized, causing you to play catch-up all day long. Reactive. Champions are proactive. Here's an easy way to reduce your time spent sleeping that will not burn you out. Reduce your sleep by 15 minutes a week. Don't make a drastic change and go from getting up at 8 a.m. to waking up at 5 a.m. That won't work. You'll be exhausted by 3 p.m. and quit after a few days. It's much better to ease yourself into it by getting up 15 minutes earlier for a week at a time. After you have a week under your belt and your body has begun adjusting to the new time, cut your sleep by another 15 minutes the next week. Even reducing your sleep by 1 hour will make a major impact on your life and your business. 1 extra hour a day is 365 additional hours each year for you to win. Over a 5-year period, that's the equivalent of adding 76 productive work days to your business or towards achieving your goals. It's a way to literally get more time in your day. For more details on morning and night routines, go to edmylett.com podcast and listen to Ed's morning routine, as it covers my routine with more specificity. Number 2, hydrate. The first thing I do when I get out of bed in the morning is drink a liter of water. I set it on my nightstand when I go to bed so that it's right there waiting for me when my feet hit the floor. It's the first thing I do. I hydrate myself for the day. This is not something to overlook. Dehydration thickens your blood and can negatively impact your blood pressure, cholesterol, make your organs work harder, cause headaches, and etc. This robs you of energy and will prevent you from performing at your very best. Number 3, cold morning, warm night. Every morning I do something cold, right off the bat. Cold stimulates our fight or flight response in our body and completely awakes our cellular nervous system. This gets us fully awake quickly, keeping us from feeling groggy or tired. To get this benefit, you could splash cold water on your face, take a cold shower, or even walk or stand outside in the cold for a few minutes. I live oceanfront and lakefront, so I jump in a cold ocean or the lake. If I can't do that, I take a cold shower. It doesn't have to be for long. I keep the shower cold for about a minute, and it instantly rejuvenates me and gives me the energy to start my day. Be sure to warm up afterwards. We don't want anyone getting sick or catching a cold. The ideal here is to shock your system into a fully awake state, and once you're there, get warm. I realize this seems a bit extreme and may not be for everyone, but it works very well for me. Number 4, do quick breathing and stretching exercises. I do them very quickly. You can find some easy instructional stretching and breathing videos online. Be sure to choose ones that work for you. Commit to spending a few minutes each morning warming up your body and providing a burst of oxygen to your brain. Number 5, a few minutes of quiet. I take a few minutes each day to pray in the morning. It helps me feel connected, peaceful, and balanced. I practice meditation as well. It's one of my favorite ways to center and focus myself. You can practice whatever faith, gratitude, or mindfulness techniques that help get you mentally centered and focused on the day ahead. Number 6, get your thoughts set for the day. Whatever your mind is thinking about first thing in the morning is what it will be looking for throughout the day. I learned a technique from Tony Robbins over 20 years ago, and I still do it every single morning. To help me control what I focus on and remain in charge of my thoughts, I ask myself these questions. What am I happy about in my life right now? What about it makes me happy, and how does it make me happy? What am I excited about in my life right now? What about it makes me excited, and how does that make me feel? What am I proud of in my life right now? What about it makes me proud, and how does that make me feel? What am I grateful for in my life right now? What about it makes me grateful, and how does that make me feel? What am I enjoying most in my life right now? What about it am I enjoying, and how does that make me feel? What am I committed to in my life right now? What about it makes me committed, and how does that make me feel? Who do I love? Who loves me? How does that make me feel? Most people roll out of bed in the morning and start worrying. What do I have to do today? What bills do I have to pay? They are starting the day in a negative mindset for the first 20 seconds they're awake. What if you rolled out of bed with your mind programmed to think thoughts that will serve you? What if you started each day asking yourself, what are you happy and excited about? What are you proud of? Can you see how empowered you would feel? You'd be ready to take on whatever life has in store for you each day. I used to be the kind of guy who woke up stressed and tired. Making these questions part of my morning routine has made a powerful long-term difference in my thinking and beliefs. Once you've made this a habit, your mind will go to work throughout the day to find the answer to these questions and drawing these experiences into your life. It will find more of what you're proud of, what you love, what you give, what you're grateful for, and what you learn. When this becomes your ritual, your mind begins to find the answers to the questions it knows you will ask yourself at the end of the day. Remember, the quality of your life is equal to the quantity of questions you ask yourself. Number 7, work out. The next thing I do every single morning is work out. Do some type of physical activity to start your day. It could be stretching, walking, yoga, biking, running, or whatever you do to stay active. It needs to be something. Personally, I go to the gym 5 days a week and spend 60 to 90 minutes doing something physical. I believe that a successful business person is a business athlete. They treat themselves great. They train and prepare, and being physically active is a big part of that. Don't make the mistake of overcommitting yourself to start. You want fitness to be a lifelong habit you keep, not something that you'll easily burn yourself out on. Fitness and nutrition are the biggest areas people struggle to keep their promises to themselves. Every year, the gym is most crowded in the month of January. And then by February, many of the newly committed have quit. The common mistake people make is to do too much too soon. Set challenging goals you'll be able to accomplish, and then you can increase them as you progress. For more details on my workout routine, go to edmylett.com podcast and listen to Ed's Fitness Regime. Number 8, eat. I nourish my body. I know many of you might skip breakfast, but please don't. It's such an important part of a healthy lifestyle. A healthy breakfast provides the much needed energy and strength to max out your day. While I eat, I catch up on the news, check my emails, and listen to inspirational content, but never before breakfast. Before I allow anything in, I want my mind to be clear of distraction. I want to remain as unaffected by what's going on in the outside world for as long as I can each morning. This time is sacred. It's dedicated to helping me get focused and start my day in a positive direction. Proactive. Depending on my workout, steps 7 and 8 are reversed. Actions are rituals. They are the repeatable things we do every single day. They have a huge impact on our lives, whether we know it or not. What we do consistently over and over is what produces results. Or on the flip side, what prevents us from getting the results we seek. When rituals and habits are intentional and positive, we naturally shift into the autopilot, propelling us towards our goals. They are that powerful. Duke University did a study which showed that 40% of the actions people take each day do not require a decision because they are simply habitual actions. 40% of our daily actions, that's huge. This ritual thing is mind-blowing. We are truly creatures of habit. Think about it. Most of us get up in the morning and do the same sequence of actions every day. We put the coffee on, brush our teeth, and take a shower. We do the exact same things in the same order without ever needing to stop and think about it. Habits happen on cue. That cue signals you to move into non-thinking or habit mode. This can be great if your habits are serving you, but it can also be the cause of what's sabotaging you. Therefore, it stands to reason that the person with the best ritual and habits win. What are your habits? What habits have you formed around work? Do you go into the office before everyone else and get right to work? Or are you always running late and spend the first 30 minutes catching up with your colleagues? What are the cues that get you to take action? What new cue could you put in place to help create new positive habits? The power is in your hands. Take control of your habits. Our capacity to change, once we focus all our energy on the area we want to improve, is massive. Focus on it completely. Get obsessed. Obsess over your goals. Obsess over changing your beliefs and thoughts. People underestimate their capacity to become laser focused on one area and master it. Night routines. Warm night. Before bed, I try to take a warm sauna, bath, or shower before bed to relax my body and help my nervous system prepare for sleep. I do. However, keep the bedroom cool for optimal sleep. Specialists recommend a room temperature between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit. I cut out caffeine and limit food intake 5 hours before I intend to sleep. Cutting out the caffeine is obvious, but the case can be argued either way for food intake prior to bed. For me, I am focused on my fitness and don't believe in adding extra calories before going into a state of rest. The other reason is that digestion requires your body to expand energy when it should be resting. The key is to get better quality sleep over quantity. Additionally, I cut out any blue screen exposure, computer, phone, or television, at least 30 minutes before bed. Multiple studies have shown blue light to impact our sleep patterns and our natural clocks. Instead, I spend the last 30 minutes to an hour preparing for the next day. I lay out my clothes, go over my appointments, and review my goals. Reviewing goals prior to sleeping ensures my mind focuses on those and goes to work on them while I rest. I also like to do some light stretching before bed and take some quiet time to reflect on my daily gratitude, prayer, and to ask myself these questions. What have I given today? In what ways have I been a giver today? What did I learn today? How has today added to the quality of my life? How can I use today as an investment in my future? What are you grateful for? Whenever you're going through something tough, stop and think. What am I grateful for in this moment? Whether it's your family or your home or being alive, gratitude is an antidote to most of our pain. You can't be grateful and be a victim at the same time. Stop playing the blame game. Success is inside. It comes from within you. It's not reacting to the outside world or other people. It is only created by you and your high power. Play the game of happiness, faith, and abundance. These rituals help me to obtain a deeper level of sleep. There are only two things that matter when it comes to success: Number 1, the reasons why you are doing it. Number 2, and the results. There are no excuses. Stop making excuses for failing, because once you do that, you are tolerating failure. You are allowing it to exist. Remember, we are all naturally programmed to have routines and habits. We just might not be conscious of them. You already have a daily process you follow without so much as a second thought. Whether it's waking up and checking your phone, or getting into the shower and soaping your body, shampooing your hair, and then grabbing your toothbrush. Whatever your routine is, you do it subconsciously, the same way every day. Be cognizant of those habits because they are a preview of your future. Unlike inspiration or motivation, those are your constant companions, and it is critical that you master them so they don't master you. I'm not unique in having a routine like this. I've simply chosen to follow one that will help me reach my goals and live my best life. I urge you to take an inventory of what your current habits and rituals are, ones you might not have previously been aware of, and begin taking steps immediately to take control of them.